And depending on the type of volcanic activity, that is the kind of eruption that take place or the kind of material that thrown out during the volcanic eruption, the volcanoes can be differentiated into exhaustive type of volcanoes, where the ones that come out from the volcanic activity are mainly vapors and fumes, and gases that form major part of these volcanoes contains important gases like hydrochloric acid, or the gas hydrogen chloride, carbon dioxide, hydrogen, nitrogen, carbon monoxide, ammonium chloride, sulfur dioxide, hydrogen sulfide. Of all this, sulfur dioxide becomes a very important gas, as the amount of increase of this gas in atmosphere can give rise to acid rains, and also increase in pH of oceans, that is results in ocean acidification. Hence this is one of the bad effects of volcanoes. When there are fairly huge amount of volcanic eruptions, then this kind of volcanic eruptions might lead to increase in pH of both rainwater as well as ocean water. And we can see these kind of eruptions taking place in the form of mainly geysers, springs, fumaroles and sulfatros. We have seen what fumaroles and sulfatros are, and the associated landforms with this kind of volcanic eruptions are sinter mounds, mud volcanoes, etc. So we can see in this figure, this is called as mud volcano. These are sinter mounds. Mostly these volcanoes, when they are erupted in the form of vapors which contain some amount of minerals, these kind of landforms can be formed. And we can see this is how exhaustive kind of volcanic activity takes place. Mostly it throws out gases and dust. And the next one is effusive type. Effusive simply means related to igneous rocks which are generated after cooling of lava. In this type of activity, there is abundant outpouring of lava, which is mainly basaltic in nature. Hence it is less viscous due to less amount of silica. As this flows through large distances, it can flow for a very long distances and creates very varied landforms and flat landforms like Deccan Traps. It might give these are the main reasons behind formation of plateaus. For example, Deccan Plateau was formed due to this kind of volcanic activity, that is effusive volcanic activity. Initially, when the plateau was formed, it was about 4 lakh square kilometers wide, whereas in area, whereas now it's only about 5 lakh square kilometers can be observed, because this whole plateau has undergone various generational processes, weathering and erosion. And sometimes columnar structure can be formed due to this kind of volcanic activity. And the next one is explosive type. As the name itself suggests, it is explosive in nature. It throws out various constituents which are called tephra. They are all ejected fragments during the volcanic eruptions. Tephra consists of ash, lapilli, blocks, bombs and tuff. Ash are simply finest particles of tephra, whereas lapilli are gravel sized particles. Blocks are pebble sized solid ejecta, which are thrown very far during violent volcanic eruptions. And bombs are simply lumps of lava which are thrown out of volcano, which doesn't fall at long places, it falls just around the crater. And the tuff is simply a combination of volcanic dust and ashes. And smaller particles like lapilli and ash, which are smaller in size, travel for long distances as they are suspended in air, whereas the other kinds like bombs and blocks, which are comparatively bigger in size, falls just around the crater. And we can see this is explosive type of volcanic. This is represent explosive type of volcano. We can see when a volcanic eruption takes place, there is huge amount of acidic lava. This is also called as andesitic lava due to very huge amount of silica in the lava. And we can see various tephra like ashes which flow for longer distances, whereas boulders, blocks, etc. fall just near the crater. This is crater. And these gases are dust. When they coagulate due to or precipitates under the influence of rain or wind, they come and fall on the surface of the earth, resulting in huge mud-like landforms. When these kind of volcanoes happens, and when there is a lot of dust in the sky, it becomes a very dangerous sign, because under the influence of rain, this whole dust can form onto the ground and create a huge layer of mud-like landform, where even cities could be completely destroyed under the influence of this kind of dust accumulation, and they can be huge amount of loss of life. And the next type of volcano is called as subaqueous volcanism. Here, this kind of volcanic eruptions mainly take place below the surface of water. So when volcanic eruptions take place on the surface, the lava cools under the surface, giving rise to a shape which is similar to a heap of pillows. This can be observed in the parts of in the neighboring ocean of Karnataka, that is near the Arabian Sea, where this kind of pillow lava can be observed, which is found mainly during Precambrian age. And these pillow lava surfaces are covered by a glassy layer, so they are called as hyaloclastite. They are mainly found in Iceland. You can see this is the shape of pillow lava, and this is columnar structure formed in the process of formation of plateaus, especially like Deccan plateaus. Based on the kind of eruptions during volcanic activity, volcanoes are further divided into Plinian eruption, Pelian eruption, Vulcanian eruption, Strombolian eruption, Hawaiian eruption, and Icelandic eruption. Icelandic eruption is associated with volcanism, which is less violent or completely non-violent, with outflow of lava from a fissure, long narrow fissure, which results in mainly outcome of basaltic lava, which is basic in nature with due to less amount of silica in it, and it is less viscous, and it flows through long distances, giving rise to a flat landform like a plateau. One good example is Deccan Plateau. Other one is Iceland Island near the Arctic Circle. The other kind is Hawaiian eruption, which is quite similar to Icelandic eruption. The only difference being the extrusive landform created by this kind of eruption. Even here, the lava outflow is basaltic, that is basic in nature, hence it flows through long distances. And the extrusive landform has a hill-like structure with very gentle slopes. As we can see, it has a very gentle slopes. And the best example is Hawaiian Islands in Pacific Ocean. And the other one is Strombolian eruption. This kind of eruption is derived from Strombolian volcano, which is a part of Italy. In this kind of eruption, mostly acidic lava is erupted, and sometimes it is violent. Most important feature is that this kind of eruptions take place every 15 to 20 in a time period of every 15 to 20 minutes. Hence, the eruption is continuous. Hence, this volcano, that is Strombolian volcano, is called Lighthouse of Mediterranean. Lighthouse of Mediterranean. It is in Italy. The other one is called as Vulcanian eruption, which gives rise to a cauliflower-like gas formation. Even here, the volcano lava that comes out is acidic in nature. Hence, it doesn't flow through longer distances, just like in Strombolian eruption. It mainly cools near the vents, hence resulting in accumulation of layers around this volcanic mountain, giving rise to increase in height. And in Pelian eruption, which is quite similar to Vulcanian eruption, but the only difference being that here the volcano comes out, breaks the rim of the cone and flows out along the slope. Thus, it has one slope which is less steepy, whereas the other slope which is quite steepy. And in this kind of volcano, the lava flows along the slope, and as this lava is cushioned by a lot of gases under it, it flows through larger distances, though being acidic. Hence, this is also acidic and more viscous, but still flows quite large distances because of the cushioning of gases. And the other one is called as Plinian eruption, or also Vesuvian eruption. Due to this name is derived from Mount Vesuvius in Italy. This kind of eruption took place about a few thousand years back, where huge amount of gases were erupted from this volcano, and these gases condensed and precipitated and fell to the earth, covering huge land masses, killing thousands of people. This is hence called as Vesuvian eruption. Even here, the lava that comes out is acidic in nature, hence does not flow through larger distances. Coming to destructive effects, Volcanic activity is mainly associated with mass extinction of species few million years ago, especially during Cretaceous times, that is, which has Jurassic, Triassic, and Cretaceous period, which are all part of Mesozoic era. So there was a huge mass extinction in this Cretaceous period, that is the last period in Mesozoic era. It is mainly associated with huge volcanic eruptions all across the globe due to the impact between asteroid and the Earth. And during these kind of volcanic eruptions, there is huge amount of sulfur that is emitted. As a result, it leads to acid rains as well as ocean acidification and also ozone destruction. And when submarine earth volcanoes occur, giving rise to huge shock waves, then there is a chance that huge tsunamis can occur, leading havoc across the coastline. So what are the positive effects? The first one is it gives rise to new soils, that is soil formation due to weathering and decomposition of volcanic rocks. Hence this is volcanoes are very important in formation of soils. And also Earth's atmosphere is mainly shaped due to volcanic eruptions since its birth. Hence the positive effect of volcanic activity is also associated with evolution of atmosphere on the surface of the Earth. And we can see abundant forestry operations on steep slopes where agriculture cannot be carried on, and they give rise to plateaus and volcanic mountains. There are different kinds of continental features where plateaus are rich in minerals, etc. Hence volcanism throws out huge amount of minerals which are of great economic value. For example, kimberlite rock of South Africa is a rock which is the vent of a volcano. This is called the vent of a volcano, and this rock has a lot of diamond in it, where kimberlite is famous for diamond mining. They also give rise to natural phenomena like springs and geysers, which are helpful in producing geothermal energy. It also can be, these springs and geysers can be used in space heating too. These are a direct resultant of volcanic activity. They give rise to good tourist spots, hence they are of great economic value too. There has been several national parks surrounding volcanic zones like Yellowstone National Park in USA, etc. And also they provide rock for building and construction of roads. Concur, which we call in general, comes from these kind of igneous rocks, which are mainly volcanic rocks.